Hey there. I guess this will be another update on the wrecker. Been a little while. I've been pretty busy this summer, but nothing's happened to this yet. It's still all the same. Finally got around to working on this. Got it just about done where it's ready to come off the frame. As you can see, I got cab corners and doors done. So yeah, I just got done, well, messing with these damn doors, especially the driver's door, but anyways, I'll get to that in just a sec. But so yeah, the first thing I did was the cab corners, inners and outers. The inners are kind of a pain in the ass because they're the only real patch panels that really didn't replicate what they're supposed to replicate. In other words, they wanted you to, long story short, the original inner cab corner is just an extension of this panel here. You know, this stand-up panel here goes down to the floor, and this is your floor pan. And then it gets welded to the floor pan here, and then it continues on down to the bottom and meets up with the bottom of the outer cab corner, and also welds to this rocker. And inside here is a internal brace. Goes all the way down. Well, the new inner rocker, or cab corner, I mean, that's built, that inner brace, this section here is built into that patch panel. Well, I didn't want to do that because this, while it was rusty, it was still good enough to reuse. And not only that, they want you, it's got a, how do I explain it? Basically, they wanted you to mount it on the inside of this floor pan. So there was a curved edge with a flange, and they wanted basically under this edge here and weld it to the top. You know, you'd be welding it to the floor pan like that. And so it's kind of hard to describe. There's more to it than that, but you know, without actually seeing it, it's, you know, hard to explain. But basically, I had to cut it all apart and cut that brace off that wasn't gonna use. I just butt welded it to the brace on the inside there and on both sides, and yeah, I made it work. And then I did the outside and so on, whatnot. I guess I might as well walk over to the other side. But yeah, so same thing with this side. Overall, the patch panels were pretty decent. This side, well, I guess if you look in the back here, you can kind of see it's a little crooked downwards. But I think that part of that's the patch panel's problem, not my problem, because it's hitting the brace, the factory brace, where it should be. So I think that comes down to just the patch panel not being quite perfect, but whatever. This side here, the bottom of the door jamb was also rusted out, so I had to replace the bottom. So 3 of the 4 door jambs, lower door jambs, are new on this thing. Then when it came time to taking the doors off, which I did this weekend, and did the doors, this door hinge here fell apart. That one down there, and the top one over here, and the bottom one down there were incredibly worn. The only one that was half decent, but was that one there as far as wear goes, but the body of it was busted up and stuff. So basically all 4 door hinges were junk. So I went to the salvage yard and there was one truck there left that had door hinges on it. So, and actually they were pretty nice. That one there was the one that was a little trash, but I made it work. So anyways, I got a few more things to do. I guess I'll show that in just a minute. But so today I was going to try to finish everything else on the cab. Well, I mounted the doors. This door here went on pretty easy. About 2 times. I had to adjust it about 2 times, and it was about perfect. The gaps are pretty good. It's touching at the top, but that's fine. Because, I mean, that's just the way it is, because the body line is pretty much lined up. So, I mean, it's touching the top. There's no 2 ways about it. Then here's fine. I mean, the door panels turned out nice. I mean, there's virtually no warpage. There's a little bit, but I mean, overall, for my first time, you know, and then I've never put door skins on before. You know, you got to hammer over the seams. Open this up a little bit better. But yeah, hammer and dolly the seams over. So yeah, the other side, I've been working on all day long. Well, I shouldn't say all day, but I've been farting around with a couple hours. Finally, I called over a guy that's just across the road, basically, and because I needed a second opinion and maybe a fresh thought or two. And yeah, this door, because it was, first of all, this truck, the door had been hyperextended at one time, so this cowl was smashed in, and it still is in a little bit. The bottom door is kind of hard to probably see now, but you kind of see it's not right. And this door jamb here, the hinge is actually in, it's smashed in a bit. So that's going to cause the door not to align very well. And I was fighting it and fighting it and fighting it. I was fighting it for hours, and it was still way off. Basically, yeah. But he came over and tried one thing that I thought about trying but didn't, and that was loosening all four points where it's bolted, both sides of the door, both sides of the door jamb, and then just rocking it around and eventually find that happy medium and tighten it down. And this is the best it's ever been. It's still not very good. You got a mile wide gap up there for some reason, but the body line fits pretty darn good. It's a little tad low there, but close enough. Down there it's pretty decent. Then over here it's still kind of a wide gap there, but also it sticks out just a hair. So the only thing I'm probably going to have to do is notch out them holes so it can go that way, or so the hinge can go in a bit further to suck that door in. That's about the only thing that I'm going to have to do yet to get it a little bit better. But for all intents and purposes, it's finally where it's a usable door. I should have did a video before. It was literally 5 miles off. It was so bad. I was about to rage quit, and I was like, I just got to get a second opinion before I do something stupid and fuck it up worse than it was. So good thing I did, because he did something that I should have probably did and didn't do, and anyways, it worked out. So let's see, anything else? Yes, actually. Well, what I was gonna do today, what few little things I gotta do. There's a bunch of holes in the new floor pan that I don't use. Them are for the old pedals that would have been used if you were restoring a vehicle. I gotta modify that shifter plate cover thing a little bit. Move the hole around for that shifter. I gotta patch up these corners a little bit yet, because it rusted up all the way up here yet. So I'm not gonna butt weld it in. I'll just beat something in there and weld it down and call it a day, because you don't see that anyways. I gotta attach this clutch pedal bracket. Didn't fit to the dash, so I gotta create basically a second piece of bracket that connects it from the dash to the brake, or the clutch pedal bracket. So I gotta do that. Plus, I suppose I gotta take out all these old switches and weld up all the holes. And then when I do put new switches in, I'll either put new holes in uniformly, or they'll be hanging off the dash, or whatever. So anyways, but yeah, same thing, this door, it turned out really decent. This one was the first one I did. I learned, there's a few things I made mistakes on and learned from, but overall, for winging it and doing it myself, my first time doing this to anything to this extent, it's turned out pretty good, especially considering how shitty it was. I guess the only other things I'm gonna probably go through real quick. Like I say, everything except for the exterior is getting painted. The frame, chassis is getting painted. The drivetrain is getting painted. The wheels are getting painted. The underside of the wrecker and the top side of the floor of the wrecker is getting painted. The interior of the cab is getting painted. It'll be basically this silver color, but nice. Everything will be painted silver, I think, for the most part. So yeah, and then the seat will be reupholstered. Factory seat will be reupholstered. Then a lot of wiring after that. So, well, anyways, I guess the only other thing I'll go through real quick, So, oh my God, that door closes actually. I mean, it was so bad, I couldn't close the door. It would get about this far, and you push it, it would stay about, it was bad. The door was twisted as well. We had to put a 2x4 up here, push on it. So yeah, it was not pretty. Well, anyways, I guess about the frame. Once the cab's done, then it's onto the frame. And I guess I'll just quick show you before I hang up this video. There's my diamond T. There's the new frame section. Very nice, solid one. Even the leaf springs I think are in better shape too, so I'll retain them. So basically when it comes to that, cut it. I gotta cut it down a little bit yet. That one there is an extra long. I have an extra brace in that one. Cut it right where it needs to be. Cut this where it needs to be. Then I'll just rebolt the new frame to the axle. And then all I gotta do is worry about getting that square. I don't have to worry about up and down and stuff like that with this. I mean, it's doesn't gotta be that perfect. I mean, I'll make it so it's square as it can be, at least as much as I can get it, but it's not like it's gotta be laser straight by any stretch of the imagination. It's just gotta be straight. You know what I mean? So then, yeah, then it's a matter of making a gas tank, brackets for the stacks, modifying a little bit more the transmission cross member, putting an X member in the front frame horns, fixing the bumper once I get it back here. It's sitting at my friend's house yet, and the brackets to hold it on. I got to modify that. And then I got to make an e-brake work as well. It'll be a hand brake. So, yeah. And then, shock absorber mounts for the rear and brake line mount and a few other little things. Then after that, it's ready for blast and paint. So I'm hoping that this or next spring it'll be put back together process. Buy a bunch of stuff that I'll need over winter and go on from there. So basically, there'll probably just be one more video, maybe two. Well, probably just one more video this year, and that's after I get the frame all done, or as done as it needs to be for the time being. And then I'll do another video probably when everything's painted and ready to start being put back together. I suppose maybe I'll do a quickie there just to show everything done there. So, but that won't be probably till early next year. So anticipate just probably one more video for this year, unless otherwise noted. So, well, anyways, that's about it.